A lot of people think our next movie, Vertigo, is the best one that Alfred Hitchcock ever directed. And I know I put it on a very short list, along with Notorious, Strangers on a Train, and Psycho. It's also maybe the most personal film Hitchcock ever made, because it's about a man with an almost fetishistic obsession for a beautiful, cool, blonde woman. And Hitchcock, of course, loved to put cool blondes into his movies and then work them over in the most unpleasant ways. In Vertigo, James Stewart stars as a retired detective with a fear of heights, a man who's hired to shadow another man's wife. The woman is played by Kim Novak, and in this scene, as she tells him about a dream, Stewart realizes that he's fallen in love with her.
It's part of his dream, I think. There's a tower and a bell in the garden below. Seems to be in Spain. Village in Spain. Clicks off and it's gone.
Well, a portrait. Do you see a portrait?
No.
If I could just find the key, the beginning, and put it together.
So explain it away. There is a way to explain it, you see. If I'm mad, well, that would explain it, wouldn't it?
Madeline!
I'm scared. I'm not mad, I'm not mad. I don't want to die. There's someone within me, and she says I must die. Oh, Scotty, don't let me go.
I'm here. I've got you.
I'm so afraid.
Stewart's fear of heights is exploited in one of the movie's most famous scenes as he chases Novak up an old mission tower.
Madeline!
What's neat there is the way that Hitchcock got that effect of Stewart looking down the stairs and having that sense of vertigo. He did that by doing two things at the same time, one with his camera, one with his lens. He pulled back the camera physically while zooming in with the lens, so you got kind of a tearing sensation there. It was really dramatic. What makes those scenes work so well is the amazingly powerful strength of the obsession, I think, and not just Jimmy Stewart's obsession with that mysterious woman, but Hitchcock's obsession too, because we said that Rear Window was autobiographical because it showed a man who was a voyeur, always looking at other lives through a camera lens. Well, Vertigo is the other half of that autobiography, showing a man who tries to mold and change every woman into his own ideal blonde fantasy woman. The hair always had to be just the same, which is what Hitchcock did with Ingrid Bergman and Grace Kelly and Kim Novak, and we already mentioned Eva Marie Saint and Tippi Hedren. One of the things that made him great, I think, was that, ironically, he really was making movies for himself and about himself.
I think what's fascinating is here's a director working in the Hollywood system and working with big stars, and yet he makes a picture that is totally uncompromising, totally personal. There is no concession here to what the audience might like to see. This is a vaguely... No, it's an unpleasant experience, but hypnotic. And I think it's that, you're quite correct, it is the obsession with the appearance, the surface appearance. This man would rather dress a mannequin. He's turned her into a mannequin. He'd rather do that than engage her personality.
He's not involved with a woman as a personality. He's involved only with the fact that she has to look exactly like this woman of his dreams. And when he finds out, Stewart, at the end of the movie, that he's been tricked, what amazed me seeing this movie again for the first time in 10 or 15 years was the power of his anger. It's almost like the director's anger coming through the camera and speaking through Stewart, as if he has all this frustration against these women who he's never been able to deal with, either the character or the director, in real life, but only by trying to mold and manipulate them in the movies.
Yes, and the music here is absolutely fabulous.
That's another thing.
Bernard Herrmann, just beautiful on that scene we saw on the beach.